And welcome back. And looking at the backdrop of the MLG main stage, we've got a packed house watching this championship match here between Str8 Rippin and Triggers Down. Str8 Rippin winning the last 2 games to put them up 4-3.
That last game was a nail-biter really at the end of it. A very long stalemate all game long. Neither team really willing to overextend themselves. And at the end, Snipedown went huge. He won the game for Str8. They now have the lead in this series. And we're going into oddball on Heretic. You know how it works out. 15 minutes, the first team to 250 seconds of ball time will win. And joining us in the booth now is Walshy from Team Carbon. Walshy's switching headsets out with Farouk right now, and we're going to get this one started with L Might Warrior from Str8 Rippin.
Car 3, I need help. Nice help, car 3. And then red 2.
And Walshy, a member of the 3rd place team here in Anaheim, Team Carbon. You guys fell just a little bit short to Str8 Rippin there, but tell me, what was it like in this tournament so far? It's kind of been a crazy event.
I mean, I feel like it's first place or nothing. I'm not really content with that 3rd place. I mean, we straight up got outplayed, and it was a really tough loss to swallow.
Were you surprised by Str8 Rippin at all at this event after 3-0ing them back in Dallas?
Well, obviously they're gonna, like, you know, Dallas, it wasn't the normal Str8 Rippin used to, like, but there was a lot of times where we had, like, the advantage, and then we just blew it, or Str8 Rippin just turned it around. So, like, we just, like I said, we were outplayed, and, like, they were playing very well. They deserved to win.
All right, Walshy, well, you got to cheer up, buddy. You got to be not too unhappy with a top 3 finish in just your 2nd event together as a team. I know you guys are going to come back even more prepared coming into our championships in Orlando. But right now we're watching the championship match between Triggers Down and Str8 Rippin. Now, Triggers Down was up 3-2 after the winner's bracket finals. Str8 Rippin, they come back and they win the next 2 games. What is Str8 Rippin doing right here, and what does Triggers Down need to change, especially here on Heretic?
Both these teams thrive in almost every game type where they get 4 down and they take extreme advantage of that, extreme advantage of full control. So, like, anytime, like, Str8 or TD gets full control, like, your team's in trouble. If you're able to, like, at least keep it, like, 2 or 3 down, you know, even keeping one of you alive, like, never giving them that full control, like, that's really the difference maker in this game. Like, having someone like Pistola staying alive or having them die, like, that's the difference of win or loss with these teams.
And there we saw as L Might Warrior picked up the double kill. There's the 3rd kill on Pistola, and it might have hit the 4th player as well. Yep, he dropped his stereo shields, but he's going to be finally cleaned up. We're jumping on board with Snipedown. He's holding on to the oddball. Now, Walsh, this is a game type. It's new to the circuit for this event, and it's in here 3 times around the new map Heretic. What is the difference here between Heretic oddball in Halo 3 compared to midship oddball back in Halo 2?
I'm not sure if everyone's really figured it out yet, but, like, the oddball literally blocks the opposite spawns on Halo 3. So, like, for example, whether there's guys over there or not, like, right now, since the ball's over at, closer to blue, like, if that ball gets to blue, even if no one's nearby, both teams were going to spawn at red.
Both teams?
Both teams, yeah. Red 1, Red 2, unless they block one of them. So, if you know, let's say TD is at Red 1 and Red 2, that's when blue team's going to get a split spawn. But, yeah.
And what can we expect to see the teams do to here, knowing that situation is going to occur?
I'm not sure if everyone knows it or blocks the spawns correctly every time, but, like, for example, like, when you have that ball at Red 2, and, like, if you ever get all 4 down, like I said, like, which TD and Str8 are so dangerous at, they're just going to trap that team at the opposite base. Like, they're just going to kill the 1 or 2 guys that end up, like, straggling out and just keep them at that base the entire game.
So it almost sounds like it's an advantage if you kill all 4 to almost have one of your teammates die.
Yeah,
then you're initially spawning
you do not
behind
get punished for dying a lot of these times, or, I mean, a lot of teams are going to get better at it, like, after, you know, practicing it, but you're gonna pay so much attention to when that other person spawns, because you know 100% for sure where they're going to spawn. So, like, for example, in 9 seconds right now, Kyle is going to spawn at Red 1 or 2.
On their toilet.
Good call.
And then also with SK, if you switch him, he's going to spawn at Red 1.
And because of that, he's all behind him. So it's almost better if you die, because you catch the other team off guard and you can ensure control.
Well, yeah, like, in the other Halos, like, it's more of, like, your teammates influencing where you spawn. In this game, a lot of times, you know, certain like the objective will influence where the other team's spawning. So.
And taking a look at the score here, we have almost a minute of ball time here for Triggers Down. Str8 Rippin opened it up with about a 25-second lead. Triggers Down coming right back, and all of the ball time for the team came from Hysteria. They just had the one attempt at the oddball, and they just were able to rotate around the map really well there. Now, knowing about the enemy spawning by you, how do you adapt to that? How do you change your strategy here as opposed to Team Slayer capture the flag?
You basically plan your pushes on like when other teams, like if you have one of the, like if you're not in control and you have one of them down, you pretty much plan your push on when that person is spawning. Like if he has a little while to spawn, you just go and push and try to outrun him. But if he's gonna spawn in a few seconds, like you gotta turn around, kill him, and like get those slaves at the base again before pushing out. Like you just have to. And like I said, like this game type's one of those that it's almost not even as worth it to scrap up time in this game type, because when you get that full control in this, you can get so much time and rack up, you know, so much time, get so many kills. It's really like you can get 100 seconds without problem.
And we're gonna stay on board with Hysteria or whoever's carrying the ball for a little bit.
See,
here.
like right here, go to legit screen. He will spawn right under the other team. See?
SK knew it. He was ready for it. And 2 players here in red too, and legit able to do a little bit of work before
that's well worth it though. Like as long as you're killing the person that's closest, or you know, like furthest out of the base, like you know, I would rather kill the 3 people, or like the 1 person at blue rather than 3 people at red in this situation, because that's all that matters. You just gotta get the guy that's close to the objective.
And now, Walshy, the only team that you guys lost to this event was Str8 Rippin. Who was it from Str8 Rippin that was playing the best? Was it any one player that stood out to you?
Probably Snipedown. I mean, he was not missing in a lot of cases. I feel like if you had to choose an individual, him, but overall, like as a team, when you know they were working together, they were staying alive. I felt like when all 4 of us died, that's when we started to lose our edge. Like anytime that we had one of us alive, we were in control of the game, I felt like.
And we have about 8 minutes and 30 seconds here left on this game type. But Dave, let's talk a little bit about the Anaheim event in general and just how crazy it's been. Final boss, a team that you used to be a part of, they finished in their lowest placing ever. They finished outside of the top 8 and outside of the money in this event. Ogre 2's worst placing in his career. And also Instinct, a team who just made a team change after finishing 3rd in Dallas. They finished 7th place at this event. What's been going on with some of the teams that are in the 4th through 8th seeded range?
A lot of teams aren't finding like their comfortable lineup, their groove or whatever. Like if you look at like Str8 Rippin, for example, like early, I think it was 06, 05, before Elamite and Legit joined, they were placing horribly. But once they got that mix of the right players, they were comfortable with each other. They stayed together, for a long time, dominated tournaments. So like I think like people are just trying to find that right exact mix, and it has to be the exact right mix.
Now Dallas was Carbon's first event together with the current lineup. Did you guys consider making any team changes after that event?
Absolutely not. Like I told those guys I would, I would rather have teammates that I trust. We all have open mind. Like we go over stuff and not just play the game how we each individually think we should. Like I said, we freaking were able to get 2nd while getting outslayed every event. Like that means, in my eyes, if you're able to go even or negative in objectives and still win them, you're playing the game right.
Absolutely. Now that is just an amazing statistic. None of you guys going positive in Dallas, and he's still pulling out the 2nd place. Now that was a huge surprise to me, and I was also surprised to see you guys in Game 5 against the 9th seeded team.